What's up guys, this is Sean and welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today we will answer another question from email. This is from Anmar. Hi Sean, I saw your video on YouTube promoted on the latest property and answered a lot of viewers' question. Thus, I would like to try and seek suggestion/opinions on my regretful decision I made, and here it goes. I bought my first property at ICT in 2017 and it was Soho with 464 square feet, fully furnished. The property price I bought was 454,000, provided with 10% rebate to assist first-time buyers. Fully furnished, propaganda of the property will boom in the next few years due to expatriates that will live here and facilities nearby, which is shopping malls, 4-star, hotel, LRT, 3 station and others. However, recently I saw the ads from Mudah.my and some of the owners were selling off the assets they bought here, and to my surprise, the price they sold were tremendously lower, as low as 270,000 from the current market value. This kind of desperate act by the owner is probably driven by the fact of current economic crisis and pandemic. From all these links, it gave the impression that the property value here seems far from what the owner expected. In fact, the rental here is currently being offered as low as 800 ringgit monthly. Earlier, it was supposed to be a minimum of 1,002, which tells the people this property really worth against its name, regarded as Selangor Golden Triangle. This is a really depressing situation for a first-time home buyer like me. I thought if I bought here, I could start generating some income in the future while I can buy another property. Finally, I've decided to stay here knowing that the fact it's going to be tough for everyone to afford such a monthly rental of 1,002, and it's hard to even find a good tenant. Am I making the wrong decisions through buying this property here? Or I may have to be patient a little bit till the economy picks up after the pandemic. Obviously, my money commitment is 1,006 with the bank versus average monthly rental 1,002. That is highly unlikely and unprofitable for me. What should I do? I'm willing to hear your honest opinion. Regards, Anmar. So thank you very much for sharing that story, for being very honest, right? And this reminds me of the days when this township actually was introduced, right? It took the market by storm with its sales figures because at that time, the asking price of what you bought were above the entire market rates. And that was the reason why people were surprised. Like, wow, got people buy one man? That location got what? Oh? And it's not to say that that location is nothing, right? They are selling you a dream and they are just a bunch of people like yourself who bought it. So a step that I always share with first-time home buyers would be the Kailan theory. This is a story that I share a lot to represent that we need to know the market price. Let's say if you ask me to go and buy Kailan today, Hong Kong Kailan, how much is spaghetti? I have no idea until today. After using this example for so many times, I still don't know how much is spaghetti of Hong Kong Kailan. So in comparison to local Kailan, is that local Kailan? Also I don't know. So let's say 250 spaghetti. Is this expensive or cheap? I have no clue. So if I were to tell you whatever price you bought, 1,000 per square feet, is it expensive or cheap? You have absolutely no clue. Just that you were sold the idea of this happening, this happening, this happening. Did they deliver it? Yes, infrastructure, physically, they were completed, right? But the market is the market. 1,000 per square feet, to come to think of it, it's higher than Kota Damansara. It's higher than Mont Kiara. It's almost Bangsa South price. And you look at it, right? What does this location offer compared to what we have in all these locations such as Bangsa, KLCC, Mont Kiara and Damansara? So if you were to rewind back, if you were to ask me, hey Sean, should I buy this property? The answer has always been standardized, which is, have you checked 20 other properties, which is step number 3 in the 4 steps guide, right? Step number 3 is to research on 20 different properties before you start buying. That allows you to know what you like. That also allows you to know what you are buying and is it at the market price. And the most important thing is you will get immune to the selling of dreams. Yes, buying the dreams is also important, but I believe more in data. And the 2 data that I always rely on will be rental rates and the past transacted price. So this is a very clear example that a lot of people say buy properties sure increase price on, right? Not when you are buying above market value. And no matter how fancy a location can be, I will always counter check with rental rates because that's the most genuine data that I refer to. Tenants will be the most frugal. Where you ask them to pay 50 bucks more, they will also ask why. Why 1,200 there? Why you are asking 1,250? Can we nego a little bit? And that is the main reason why developments in certain locations, for those classic examples again, Mont Kiara, Damansara, right? Like I checked out recently a 2,000 over square feet apartment in Ira, which is around 2,000 over square feet that rent out bare 14,000 per month. Why are people willing to pay 14,000 for that kind of location but not 1,200 in your location? The answer would be the target audience, the answer would be the market segment, the answer would be the income class. So with that product that you bought, who are you targeting initially? And unfortunately, these considerations needs to be made before buying, not after buying lah. So what you can do now basically is you staying yourself, right? And if you really need to cut losses, that is something that you need to do as well, which is demonstrated by the links that you send. Everyone is selling or just cutting losses. I don't care really, I just don't want this property. But does it mean this property is bad? No. It just means that the price isn't right. Let's say if I were to buy the sub-sale right now, that may make sense now. Like let's say if I buy in 260,000, my monthly installment is around 800 to 900, then suddenly I can break even. The new buyer that buys in today at this price may break even compared to you guys who bought initially. So you guys lost money to an extent. Now maybe if new buyer starts coming in, right, that will create that equilibrium in pricing. Then this will be the genuine market price. However, thank you very much for sharing this story. I really appreciate it. That really demonstrates the story where not all property price makes money, and just important to determine whether are you buying market price above or below. Because that's one of the most important data you need to look at when you are investing. If you're buying a home, by all means, right, you want to buy the most expensive one so you can show off, by all means. But if you're going for investment purposes, these are the data that you will always need to fall back to: past transacted price around the area and the current rental rates. And with that, thank you very much for sharing. I really appreciate it. For those who still have any questions regarding real estate, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, iherng, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.